Hi everyone, it's Lisa Brown with InkandInspirations.com. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and in this video we're going to be putting together this really pretty card made with the Snowfall Finlets that are available for a limited time from Stampin' Up in November 2018 while supplies last. And there are some beautiful snowflakes and shaped Finlets in here that coordinate with two sets. One is Snow is Glistening, and the other one is Happiness Surrounds. But today we're just going to be using this sentiment from the Snow is Glistening set and let these Finlets shine on their own. Now I say shine because I've used the Joyous Noel Glimmer paper that's in the Stampin' Up holiday catalog. It's a beautiful set of glimmer papers, and I thought it would make a really pretty card. Now, coordinating with that is the Joyous Noel Specialty Designer Series paper. Well, at the time I made this card, this paper, designer paper, was still available, but sadly, it's no longer available, and Stampin' Up is not able to replenish the supply in time to be delivered for the holiday season. So I've come up with an alternate plan, and I want to share that with you today. Okay, so what we're going to need is a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I cut it at 4 1/4 by 11 and scored it at 5 1/2, and that's going to be our card base. Now, I had used this piece of striped Mary Merlot and this gold, the copper accented shaded spruce piece. So these are the pieces that are not available, so I came up with this plan. This is a piece of just Mary Merlot cardstock, and I ran it through the Big Shot with the Simple Stripes Textured Impressions embossing folder to mimic this piece, okay? All right, and then for this next piece, it's a strip of shaded spruce. I cut just shaded spruce cardstock, and I embossed it with the beautiful dynamic Textured Impressions embossing folder, the tin tile. This is also in the holiday catalog. It's a beautiful folder, and I wanted it to take the place of this piece. So what I did is I just ran my paper cardstock through the Big Shot in the folder, and then I spread some Versamark ink over the top and embossed it with copper embossing powder. Now I'm going to show you a little sample of that because I also needed another piece of shaded spruce for behind the sentiment. So I have a little piece cut here that's just the right size, and I wanted to show you that I just took my Versamark and I ran it over the top of that cardstock that's already been embossed with the Textured Impressions embossing folder. And so I have some copper Stampin' Emboss powder here, and I'm just going to sprinkle that over the top. And it doesn't have to be completely covered. Got a little mess here. All right. And then I'll take my heat tool and heat it up just a bit. And then I'll just melt it. Turn it around a bit. And get all that embossing powder melted so that I have a pretty copper embossed piece now. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside and let that cool off a bit, and we'll get to assembling the card. So I can go ahead and apply this strip along this left hand side. So I'm going to use some liquid glue and just put that over the back. And I'm pretty generous with it because I have this embossed piece and it has the bumps and ridges on the back, and it just provides a good stick. Okay. Then I'll take this Simple Stripes embossed piece, and I'm just going to put that over top, and again use some liquid glue and just overlap that where it's peeking out a bit from the edge, but I still want a little bit of a white border here, and it's about equidistant from the top and the bottom of the card base. Okay, let me get that straight. All right, so now I have another piece of Whisper white cardstock, and I'll have all of these dimensions on my blog. And I have already die cut the Glimmer paper, and so I have this beautiful piece in the copper Glimmer paper. Look at that, how pretty. And that's going to go there. And then I have one of the floral dies cut that's going to go over top there. And then I have two of the leafy stems cut in the shaded spruce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a little bit of my liquid glue and go over certain little points here. If I had a clean Stampin' sponge, which I don't, I would dab it over the back and it would be a lot easier, but I couldn't find a clean one and I didn't want to get ink on the back of this. Okay, so that's going to work just right. Okay, now let's take the floral image and I'm just going to put a little dab in the middle, and it's going to go over that largest snowflake like that, and then these leafy stems. I'm going to just tuck it underneath that flower. That needs to be held down just a bit. And this liquid glue is best, I think, with the when you're dealing with the Glimmer paper. Okay, so here we go here. I'm just going to extend it a little beyond, just like that. And I'm going to take it, and it's going to go right over here toward the left edge where I have a half an inch or so of that Mary Merlot peeking out from that left hand side. Okay, I'm applying some liquid glue again and going to get that top to bottom on the Mary Merlot, just like that. I'm going to hold that down just a bit. And now I have my sentiment already stamped here in shaded spruce. I'm going to put a little adhesive behind that, and then I'll get this little copper embossed piece, and I'm going to hold that, and that's going to go right here, and I'm going to tuck it underneath that little snowflake there, because I think that'll be cute with it just overlapping a bit. And that glue's still wet, so it allows me to do that. And I'm going to hold that just a minute. And we have a really pretty card with substitutes for the Joyous Noel Designer Series paper. Let me show you the original. I think it's a pretty good substitute. Not the same, but it works, don't you think? Okay, I hope you'll give that a try. If you have any questions, let me know. Please visit my website at inkandinspirations.com, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.